Hey, good morning, everybody. How we doing out there today? For those that might be new here and don't know, this is Rick. Welcome to Hit and Run Candlesticks. Today's date is Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. Alrighty. Good morning, CJ, Angel, JB, JW, Thomas, Chip, Mutho, Emma. Good morning to you all. Looking at watching the futures this morning and just looking at the chart, I don't see that we're going to have anything a great deal different today than we did yesterday. Just a lot of, I called it stale yesterday, where the market is just simply trying to decide exactly what it wants to do while it continues to climb the bullish wall. So I also think that we are under the spell of this bearish engulf right here. And until that spell is broken, it's just not going to get any better. So simply put, for the bulls, we need to climb above that. What is that? We'll call it 460, 459. I guess I should clean my glasses, huh? 459. And then, of course, to the short side, below that bearish engulf, because that's where the bearish engulf would really turn on. That would be confirmation. Confirmation doesn't have to be the very next candle, or for that matter, the very next 10 candles. It can be 12 candles down the road when we get confirmation once we break below that low. So, like I say, we're under the spell of this bearish engulf, and that needs to change there. Yes, we are on the SPY. Is it a double inside day? The answer would be yes, but I also have to add with that to me that doesn't mean anything. I don't know that it means anything. The minute we open up, we're going to be a triple inside day. Not that that means a doggone thing. It's just an inside day. Okay. So overall, the market is bullish. That's undeniable. No one, even the barest of bears, cannot argue that fact. Bears can argue that down the road this market's going to tank all over itself. Okay, they've been saying that way back here, and they've been wrong. And they'll just keep on saying it. Follow the trend. I was listening to some news last night. Geez, or maybe it was after work, and I can't remember what it was, but all I could think of was, why are we worried about this, that, and the other thing? Why are we worried about all the, inflation data? Why are we worried about the numbers? Why are we worried about the bond prices? Why do we do that? Because our job is to follow the chart. If you're not a chart follower, you're in the wrong place. Our job is to follow the chart. It doesn't matter what inflation does or doesn't do. It doesn't matter what recession does or doesn't do. It doesn't matter how many jobs are or aren't out there. It doesn't matter what interest rates goes up to or down to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's president or who's not president. It does not matter. All that matters is following the chart. That's it. And establishing a trend, and that can be different, a little different for a few people, but overall, we're all in the same little area following the trend. How you follow it might be a little bit different, but overall, we all have we all know what a trend is. We know what a trend looks like. Okay, you're right, Tyler. All that information will be presented in the chart, all of it. And when we start thinking When we get away from looking at the chart and we start looking at all the other news out there, it makes us second guess. It does. I mean, we're only human, and you know, we still have concerns. I'm not at all saying we shouldn't be concerned about this stuff, because it will affect our personal life. There's no doubt about it. Good, bad, some more than others. But when it comes to trading, there's your tool right there. Your best tool in the world is right here. And you just have to put that stuff down the road. Anyway, like I said, I think we're still in the spell of this bearish engulf, and that's making me a little concerned. Yeah, a little concerned. You know, really, it's just probably more boredom and aggravated with the market right now than anything. So below 452.50, we'll look at some shorts, and I have a few shorts. Take TSM here. TSM might be short moving down. Here we have a blue ice failure setting up. We've gone from this high back over here in June all the way down, and we tried to put another high on up here, or tried to reach new highs in July, and then we've just come down, and here we've stopped again with this high. What is this, later in July? And now we're starting to roll over a little bit. This is a bearish H pattern that the chart is making. It is a blue ice failure. Anything below the T line and the trend indicator is simply bearish at this point. I better get in order here. BAMA, this is still a bullish chart. I know people have a real, you're not going to change anything. China, that was said yesterday. And that's because mostly they've been filled full of shit. Just trade the chart. Just trade the chart. It's just a company. It's just a chart. Bob is not going to be out to screw you. That's not the way it works. Just trade the chart. Still bullish. I'm going to watch for a pullback here. I've got it on a watch list. If I get my 3/8 trap, basically is what I'm going to be looking for. And then a buy signal. Buy that and see if it can't run up a little bit higher here. ARC maybe setting up long. We need it just to settle down a little bit right in here. We need those buyers to step in, and then I'll look for ARC to move up. Tesla, I'm kind of waiting. Let's see, let's get those lines off there. Tesla, I'm kind of waiting just to see what it does here based on say that low and those highs right there. We start to break out. Tesla could be reaching a little bit higher. We start to break down, and then that could pull Tesla back into the 50 period moving average and or lower. So right now Tesla's in a sort of a neutral position, just waiting for the signal. Do we go long or do we go short here? So watching Tesla. Jets setting up short. Here is a, there it is. Make that red, there we go. So here we have a bearish engulf with follow through right away, the very next day. We rally up because overall, the market charts, they want to be bullish. They really do. That's where true wealth is made as the market goes up. And so what happens, you get all the bottom pickers in there trying to lift it up, but the weight is just too much. They drive it back down. Well, now we're below the trend indicator. We're below the T line here. Here's the 50 period moving average. That might be more likely target than up here, because down here it will bring in more buyers. The buyers like to buy on the cheap, especially the money that makes the difference. So as it pulls back, buyers will start looking at it. They might even start nibbling. And when we get the bullish candle pattern, then we can start looking at it for a swing trade. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen on the 50. It's just that the 50 is one of those places around that 50 area is one of those places that is very common. We could slip through that and move all the way down to the 200 as well. So let's keep an eye on jets. Google remains bullish. It's just a matter of working with that entry that you like. And I say you because everyone likes a different entry. You know, there's some people that like the whole, hey, let's break out entry. There's some people that's going to like the pullback, maybe entry into here. There's going to be some people, nope, you're just absolutely bound to buy it closer to the 50 period moving average. And not any one single person is wrong. No one is wrong. So let the chart work for you. We don't want to buy it too high. We don't want to get caught in fear of missing out. And that's what I think right in here would be. But if it was bought right in here, it's just a matter of coming in here and putting your stop in. So, you ask yourself what you like about the chart. Well, I like that it gapped up. You don't particularly like that candle, I'm pretty darn sure. I'm pretty sure you don't like that candle, but all of a sudden this bullish candle kind of makes you think, okay. Well, it could be traded up here, but if we negated that candle, we'd be back down in these, which I'm pretty sure you don't like either one of those. So it's all about this candle right there. 130, man, my eyeballs today. 80 for a stop. So Microsoft, been a lot of talk about Microsoft being short. Yesterday I was sort of against that just because the overall market was bullish, and I'm still against that. If the market was to find a crack and we were to slip down a little bit, that could set Microsoft into a little bit of a spiral to the downside. It is a blue ice failure. The only reason I'm a little bit hesitant is because the market is bullish. And, Microsoft is not something you want to take lightly. And Microsoft could come out with some good news, or there could just be, the big money managers. They could decide that, look, hey, it's worth it right here. And they pop us up a little bit. And that could set that out, set it on fire. So let's just keep a close eye on it. Watch the market for a possible crack or not. GM looks to me like it has a date down here with about the 200 period moving average and the 50 right in here. You can see that trend is still moving down. That trend will continue to move down until it's no longer a trend. An example of that is right here. Let's make this red. See that? Those green dots? That is a bullish trend until it's not. And there it's not. So this will be a bearish trend until it's not. Visa. Yesterday little chatter on Visa here in the room. Excuse me. Visa has a belt hold here. Belt hold, in my opinion, is one of the strongest candlestick signals there are. The thing about a belt hold, it rarely produces positive activity right away. It rarely does that. So here we get this belt hold, and you can see how it just takes its dear sweet time. But just because we have a belt hold doesn't mean that the chart's going to be bullish. We still have a downtrend right in here. So what we need Visa to do is to break out. I think we need to be over 239.65, basically these candles right there. We need to be over this area, and then from there we can pinpoint an entry in there. Now, so which is more powerful, the candlestick signal or the trend? I would argue that the trend is more powerful. So we have a nice belt hold here, but If the market was to get a little bit weak, I suspect this may weaken up and we could see this thing roll down a little bit more before it rolls back up. So keep an eye on that one. Here's a bullish chart. Schwab here, nice gap up. We've pulled back to a trap. This is a gap and trap. Just waiting for those bulls to really step in now. And what I mean by that is I personally can't, and I mean no disrespect to anybody here. Well, I don't know. I suppose there are a few people that could, I suppose. But you'd have to put all your money into it. You know, by $1 million, 500,000 maybe. And that could put a bullish candle in there. And that's what I'm waiting for. So if anybody here wants to do that, rock and roll, buy enough that pops that thing up. Because once it pops up, it's going to gain the attention of all the other traders out there. And that will create that momentum that I would be looking for. But if you're not going to do it, then we just have to wait until the whales do it. Let the whales come in and start buying it. Like I say, put that bullish candle in there. Because right now, if it was bought today, here, let's get rid of that. If it was bought today, right where it is, all you're doing is buying a chart that's in a downtrend. That's all. Trend has not changed. It's still pointing down. And we want something to change here. We want that change. This was a possibility, but it wasn't that great of a candle, and it needed to break out the very next day. Here was a possibility. You can see it was up a little higher, but it failed. The whales just aren't in there to move it up yet, and that's what we need to wait for. All right, what time is it? Ooh, I'm way past my time. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is a bullish chart, Barry. Yeah, big flag pattern. That's why it's here. That's why I'm looking at it. It is a bullish chart. The question, is it a buy for you? And it could be. It could be. Personally, I'm just waiting for that bigger candle, those buyers, those whales in there to put in that candle. Yeah, that's why it's here. It's a bullish chart. I think we should keep our eyes on it and wait for the trigger. All right, let's look at one more. DLTR. See what's going on here. Look at there. Look at there. All right, so here we are moving. This is a bullish chart. Let me do this here. Let's see, can I do this? Do I know how to do this? There we go. That's a bullish chart. That's a bullish chart right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wait for an entry. Now, everybody's entry is a little different. Yours is not going to be what mine, and mine's not going to be what yours is. And that's okay. You just have to know what yours is. So let's move this sideways. Is that a buy? It could be, maybe with the previous candle low as a stop. Okay, so if you bought it here, a little doji, no harm, no foul. Let's put our stop in there. There's your stop. It's a bullish chart. Move it. Here you thought you were the smartest cat in the world. This thing's taken off. Keep in mind, the candlestick signals must complete. Okay? So, I watch daily candles. Therefore, the daily candle must complete. Or, get toward latter part of the day. And then you can kind of say, okay, the day's pretty much over. Nothing's going to change. That's what the candle is. Well, this thing shot up and it gave everything back. False alarm, false breakout. I get asked often, well, what's a false breakout? There's one right there. It hasn't broken out. If this candle looks like this during the day, it hasn't broke out till the market's closed and it's actually closed up there. That's a false breakout. So what you do is you wait. Wait. Try this again. Do it this way. Oh, there we go. Remember, if we bought it on this bullish candle right here, there's our stop. We're still there. Now, look what's going on. Now this candle here finished. So now what we want to do is positive trading goes above that candle. So if you did not buy it here, this is starting to look like a buy now. Right here. Okay? Bullish candle. Whales stepped in. Or a whole bunch of somebody stepped in. And now, there we go. Now we're seeing that follow through. Remember, it's not the entry that makes you money. It's what the chart does after you buy it. So it doesn't matter whether you buy it here, you buy it here, you buy it here, 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 or here. It doesn't matter. What matters is what it does after you buy it. And if you're bullish, well, that's what you want right there. And of course, if you're bearish, of course, that's what you want. All right, so the entry doesn't matter. Now, don't get me wrong. If this thing is up 3-4 days, I don't think I would be buying here. All right, I got to run. We'll see everybody bottom of the hour, okay? David, we'll take a look at your DBI short just a second, okay? Let me get this thing, get my morning rolling. We'll see everyone. Take care. See you at the bottom of the hour.